Good evening, Lady Tiger fans. I'm Emily Neville as your game MC for tonight's matchup between Holy Savior Menard and the Winnfield Lady Tigers. We're definitely in for a super exciting game tonight. We see right now both teams are getting ready. We're about to start this game in about 7 minutes. We really are super excited to see what's going down tonight. This is our first home game of the season, and I myself and also our team that you cannot see behind me would like to welcome you on behalf of the Lady Tiger softball team and the new Winnfield Sports Media. We're so excited to have the opportunity to broadcast and discuss tonight's game, and we really hope to see a lot of you tuning in. Now, of course, since this is one of our first times doing this, and as you can see in our past live streams where those were kind of our practice runs, if we experience any technical difficulties tonight, we're very sorry, but this is definitely a work in progress, and it truly is such an opportunity to be a student and be able to, come and broadcast and talk about our Lady Tigers tonight and really see the passion and the heart and the motivation that they put into softball, which is the one sport that they love. Right now, we can definitely see that the crowds are full, especially on our home side. We see all kinds of parents, families, friends supporting our Lady Tigers, and that is truly amazing. I remember at our game last week against Natchitoches Central and Parkway, our baseball team had just had a game against, I believe, Montgomery, and right after they were immediately here to come support their Lady Tigers, which is really what it's all about, having that Winnfield community, having these people continuously supporting each other, and having that space. Excuse me. Right now we see the umpires discussing with our two coaches. We see our Menard players getting ready, and of course we're about to call our beginning lineup. If you see this microphone right here, that is for us to call out all of our players, coaches, managers, etc. Also throughout tonight, we will be giving special shout outs to all of our sponsors who help make this sport happen. Right now, our field is completely covered with sponsorships, and truly this is one of the best times I've seen our fields look. You see signs from about any and every business in Winnfield. You have a big Home of the Lady Tiger sign, which is just absolutely amazing. I remember last game they were still putting up signs, so it's definitely very exciting to see, of course, that community support surrounding Brandy Parker Memorial Field. Again, we're in for a very exciting game tonight, and things are getting closer and closer to starting. We're just kind of counting down. And also, if you ever see me looking down, I'm looking at what we're calling out. And also, as a part of our Winnfield Sports Media, we have made a survey to discuss and discover new things about each and every one of our players, maybe their favorite hype song, what their nicknames are, what their true motivation for softball is, and the list goes on. And the reason we did this survey is because, of course, when calling these games, there is going to be dead air, and we want to be able to highlight and spotlight our players and really allow all of you to get to know the realness behind our players. So we're gearing up to get ready. I believe we're about to start calling out. Is it on? Good evening. Welcome to Brandy Parker Memorial Field on a beautiful day for some softball action. As we call out our starters from Holy Savior Menard, we ask that they would stand on the third baseline for our national anthem. Number 9, DeSalle, shortstop. Number 12, Drago, center field. Number 20, Davis, second base. Number 5, Giordano, third base. Number 13, Methvin, pitcher. Number 1, Perotti, catcher. Number 17, Wright, first base. Number 4, Leddit, left field. And number 19, Fiasconaro, right field. And now, get on your feet for your Winnfield Lady Tigers. Make some noise for your Lady Tigers, starting with our reserve players. Number 4, Izzy Smith. Number 3, Macy Anderson. Now the starters for your Lady Tigers. At second base, number 2, Madison Nelson. At third base, number 27, Carly Abels. At shortstop, number 1, Raylan Bartlett. At center field, number 14, Kylie Higgs. Your designated player, 21, Addison Farr. At catcher, number 19, Riley Lawson. At right field, number 6, Kristen Phelps. Your pitcher, number 12, Carly Caskey. At left field, number 13, Santana Harris. And at first base, 00, Annalise Nugent. Managers, Olivia Boucher and Blakelyn Boucher. Your assistant coaches, Lynn Bankston, Stacey James, Ryan Chandler, Harvey Bartlett, and Chase Bartlett. And the head coach of your Lady Tigers, Ronnie Abels. At this time, we ask that everyone stand, and gentlemen, please remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Let's play ball! And that is it for your starting Lady Tigers and Holy Savior Menard Eagles. We can see right now our Lady Tigers on that defense are gearing up. We see Carly Caskey, a freshman this year, practicing those pitches with our catcher. Sorry, I have to double check, make sure this mic is off. With our catcher, Riley Lawson, a junior this year. Again, and we talked about this a lot in our past live streams, but these older girls are definitely setting this example for this mostly freshman-based team. These girls have continually fought for these positions, fought hard on that softball field. They truly serve as the motivation and encouragement for these girls by serving as an example for them. I definitely hope that in the future that these girls continue to set the example for them and that these younger girls, these freshmen, continue to, set that recurring example for the girls that are following them. We've definitely, entered into an exciting season this year, and we're ready to see that out on the field today. Right now, we see all of our Lady Tigers gathered up on the mound, discussing strategy, and of course encouraging each other. We see Madison Nelson high-fiving everyone, serving as that senior, giving them that encouragement. At the end of the day, this game is truly about having the passion for it and being excited for it. All these girls are constantly encouraging each other, and that is truly one of those amazing parts of this game. We're ready for this first pitch from Caskey. We really want her to focus in on that zone, bring in some strikes for these players. First pitch, and that is going to be a foul ball. Hit back on the right side of the fence, bringing in strike number 1. Right now we see Abel's third baseman, a senior, cheering Caskey on for that pitch, giving her that encouragement that maybe she needs to stick it through with these pitches. Let's see what this next one is from Caskey. Right now she's reading her pitches, really focusing in on what she's about to throw, maybe throwing these players for a loop. That's going to be a little bit far outside of that zone, bringing in ball number 1. The count is tied 1-1. Score is still 0-0. Next pitch coming from Caskey. That's going to be a foul ball out to left field, bringing in strike number 2 for the Lady Tigers. Caskey, only a freshman, definitely has a ton of motivation for this game. I know a lot of times we see her out practicing and always taking the extra effort to go to training, go to workouts, because she really wants to be better for the sport and better for her team, which is really what it takes to truly be awesome on this field and really bring out and show out those skills, which we can definitely see within these first 2 pitches. Let's see this next one. And the player's going to hit it right to center field. Higgs is running, is going to catch it, and gets that first out for the game. Great way to watch that ball from Higgs. She was there immediately under the ball. It was a pop-up, so she did have a little bit more of an advantage to get there. Our players are now back on the mound. The next player, I believe number 12 for Menard, is up to bat. We can see Madison Nelson giving some encouraging words to Caskey. Nelson is actually a commit to Louisiana State University, Alexandria, to play softball, and truly getting to see these players carry out their careers outside of high school is amazing. That first pitch is going to be a little low to the ground, and I believe it's going to be ball number 1 for the Tigers. I think so.
You'll know when it's a strike.
That's going to be strike number 1. That was a little, kind of right in the middle of that zone. That was strike looking. Next pitch coming from Caskey. We already see Farr on first base getting ready for that play. And Higgs is going to go to center field, catches that pop-up once again, and that's 2 outs for the Lady Tigers. Again, great job from Higgs watching that ball. Higgs is also a junior this year and truly has maintained her spot at center field, constantly going for those balls, having that action and having that motivation, which allows her to get those when those balls go straight to her. Next pitch and next player for Menard. Caskey focusing. We can see Farr on first. And Abel's on third, already bending down. That is going to be ball number 1. A little low to that ground. It was, kind of center in that zone, but a little too low, therefore making it a ball. See Caskey getting ready. Next pitch, and Menard player's going to hit it too far left field, and it's going to go outside the fence, making it a foul ball, bringing in strike number 1. If you can hear me flipping pages, this is our little sports media book that we talked about, where we have all these fun facts about these girls listed, kind of that background information that we want to know about these girls. Because really with this program that we're doing, we want all of you to see what our girls are about, what this team is about, and everything they put into it. Carly's going to throw it, player's going to hit it towards left field, Santana Harris catches it, it's a pop-up, and that's going to be 3 out for the Lady Tigers. Great way to watch those balls. Those girls were there definitely to watch it. Madison Nelson. Here we are getting ready for the bottom of the first inning. Score is still 0-0. We saw those girls play really great on the defensive side, and we definitely want to see them pull out with this offense. Nelson, again, a senior this year, has constantly put her focus into the game. I mean, every year she's been an outstanding player for this team, putting it all out on that field, and we definitely want to see that this game with this first pitch. And that is going to be a strike, swinging, bringing in first strike. Nelson, right now, you can see her gearing up for this next pitch. We see right now these Menard players are, again, bent down, getting ready for any ball. That's going to be strike number 2. Great way for Nelson to be swinging, maybe bringing in a little bit more focus on the ball with the next play. Next pitch coming from the Eagles, and that's going to be ball. Catcher does not catch it, it falls to the ground. The count is now 1-2. Score is still 0-0. Right now on the sidelines, we can see all of our Lady Tigers supporting Nelson, cheering her on from the fence. Constantly cheering, supporting is really what this is about. Next pitch is going to be ball number 2. The count is now tied 2-2. Score is still 0-0. Next pitch. Nelson is watching that ball like a hawk. And that's going to be strike number 3, bringing in the first out. Up to bat, number 27, Carly Abels. Pitching for the Menard Eagles, we have number 13, Kay Methvin. Right now, hitting, of course, Carly Abels, a senior. Watching her get ready for that first pitch, and that's going to be strike 1 looking. Great way to watch out for that ball. Going back for a little bit of extra information about Abels. Abels says that her biggest motivation, or the motto she kind of tells herself, is to try and be the best. Work hard and give 110% all the time. That's going to be a foul ball out to right field that the right fielder is going to go and try and catch it, but they missed it and dropped it, bringing in strike number 2. Going back to Abel's motivation, again, she always tries to be the best, work hard, and give 110% all the time. Whether that's with school, academics, and especially with what she does on this field here, having that motivation and knowing to give it your all at all times is really what allows players like her to be so successful and to continue on with their softball journey. Next pitch. And that is going to be ball number 1. The count is 1-2 with 1 out. You can see Abel's, kind of getting rid of that anxiety, that stress. She's really getting ready for this next pitch because she truly does give 110% all the time. And that is going to be strike number 3, bringing in out number 2. Up to bat, number 1, Raylan Bartlett. If you see any of us singing these songs, know that they are key to our generation. They're definitely songs we like, so you know us. Up to bat, we have Bartlett, a sophomore this year, who's shown great potential. That is going to be ball number 1. That was a little bit too inside of that zone, kind of gearing towards Bartlett's feet. One of Bartlett's favorite parts, of course, of softball is hitting bombs. I believe she's already hit 1 or 2 home runs this season, which have definitely been exciting, especially since it's only the very beginning of the season. Having hit those bombs, bringing those in shows great promise for Bartlett. That's going to be ball number 2 from that next pitch, and now this next pitch is coming in for Bartlett. She's going to hit that ball, but it's going to go a little bit too far behind her, bringing a foul ball, bringing in strike number 1. The count is 2-1 with 2 outs. We've definitely seen Bartlett evolve more into a leader this year. Being a freshman last year, now kind of gaining that age status, she really shows and is an example for these girls by hitting those bombs, having great plays, and being attentive on the field. That's going to be foul number 2 for Bartlett, making the count tied 2-2 with 2 outs. Definitely in moments where the count is like this, the stress can get very real. I mean, It is very easy, and I know if I were out there, I would easily crack under that pressure. But these girls, that is never the case. They are always willing to fight. And that's going to be strike number 3 for Bartlett, bringing in 3 outs. And now we will switch over to the top of the second inning. And we're Is it back? And we're back! You all were probably constantly seeing me checking left and right. Last game, we had the computer right here, so I was staring at myself the whole time. But now it's over to the side of me. We have a big TV monitor set up, so it's definitely getting more and more official the more that we're doing this, which definitely makes it exciting. I mean, we could be just KBCL. We could really stream on the radio if you know us. First pitch coming from Caskey. We're ready to see it. That is going to be in the zone, but the Menard player is going to hit it out, going back behind the fence, bringing in a foul ball, strike number 1. Caskey getting ready for this next pitch, kind of signaling to the rest of the players on that field to be attentive of what they're doing and how this ball. Player's going to hit it to shortstop Bartlett. Bartlett's going to throw it to first. Far's there, and that is a first out for the Lady Tigers. Great coordination there between those players. We saw Bartlett, she immediately saw that ball there, and she was there to scoop it up and throw it to Far, who was right on that bag. We have the next player from Menard coming up to bat. Let's see what this next play is from all of our players. You can see me flipping the pages. That's, of course, our media guide. Next pitch coming from Caskey, and that's going to be a strike. You can see Caskey, getting back to that mound, getting ready for that next pitch. Next pitch coming from Caskey, and that's going to be a little far outside of that box, bringing in ball number 1. The count is now 1-1. Now, I will give a shout-out to our Menard players over here. I can hear them clapping and shouting for their players, which is, of course, very encouraging for this game. That's definitely what I think many of these parents and fans live for, is seeing the excitement of these players. And that's going to be strike number 2 for the Lady Tigers. Caskey getting ready for this next pitch. One more strike, and they can bring in the second out of this game. Right now, we see the stands getting more full and full. I think definitely as the season goes on, we see a lot more fans here. That ball's going to be a little low to the ground. Our catcher misses it, bringing in ball number 2. The count is tied 2-2 with 1 out. Right now, we just see Abel's patting Caskey on the back, giving her that encouragement. Again, that coordination isn't just about what's going on in the field. It's having that support for each other, giving each other high fives, telling them it's okay when whatever happens. Next pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball out to left field. Caskey, of course, being the pitcher, an amazing pitcher that she is, her favorite part of the softball game is pitching. We see her really have that focus out there, constantly checking her plays, constantly checking what she can do, and also kind of having that, kind of power on the mound. Seeing the hold she has over these players, seeing that she can look left and right to give signals. And that's going to be another foul from Menard. The count is still 2-2. But again, being on that mound, being able to watch, seeing everything that's going on around you is truly amazing. And we can really see that shine through Caskey. Next pitch coming from Caskey. One more strike, and she could bring in this next out. And that's going to be strike number 3, bringing in the second out. Now we see all of our girls huddled back up on the mound, what I like to call icing the other players out. We can see them huddling up, maybe adding that tension to these next players, especially with only one more out on the line. We now see our next pitcher coming up, our next batter up to bat. Caskey getting ready for this pitch. We see Farr and Abels crouched down, ready for any ball. That is going to be ball number 1. It's a little bit low to the ground, but it was in that zone. I'll definitely give it to these players for having a fast-paced game. I think definitely within these games, when you have a lot of plays going on, it can become long, but these girls are attentive with that action. That's going to be ball number 2. It's a little far outside of that zone. Maybe next play, Caskey can bring it in a little bit more center, bringing in strike number 1, and possibly out number 3. Next pitch coming, that's going to be strike number 1. The count is 2-1, out 2. I really hope you can hear all of these girls cheering for each other. This is so awesome. Next pitch coming from Caskey. Just kind of gearing back, getting ready. It's going to be a little low to the ground, making it ball number 3. For those of you who may not know, Carly's nickname is Car. So if you ever see her around, definitely say hey to her, give her a shout out, tell her how she's playing up this game, and also give a shout out to all of our amazing players. How attentive they are. Cassie's going to throw it. It's going to be hit out to right field. Right fielder Phelps is going to catch it, bringing in out number 3. Great job, Lady Tigers. Number 14, yeah. I'm gonna wait. I don't think she has one. Up to bat, number 14, Kylie Higgs. I think hers is filled out. Up next, we have our center fielder, Higgs, coming out to bat. She showed great promise out there within that first inning, being there for both of those pop-ups. That's, however, going to be strike looking. Strike number 1, count 0-1 with 0 outs. Again, just like our Lady Tigers, we see these Menard Eagles very focused on that field, crouching down, being ready. Higgs is going to hit it, but it's a little bit too far left, going outside of the fence, bringing in a foul and strike number 2. We can see Higgs gearing up for those pitches, practicing how she's going to hit that ball. Again, being a junior this year, she has constantly been a consistent player on this team, being outstanding in center field and even on the offensive side. She's going to hit that ball a little low to the ground to third base. That third base is, however, going to catch it and throw it to the first base, bringing first out. Up to bat, number 21, Addison Farr. Farr, according to our book, says that her biggest motivation is her dad. Farr's going to hit it out to center field, and that center fielder is going to miss it, bringing her to first base. Great play from Farr there. That motivation from her dad was definitely seeping in. Up to bat, number 19, Riley Lawson. Great play from far right there. Maybe we can see Lawson bring in another hit, possibly getting us 2 players on bag. We see Lawson focusing in on this ball. It's going to be a swing and a miss, bringing in strike number 1. We can see Farr ready on that plate. And also Coach Bankston cheering her on right there, telling her to be ready for whatever happens with these plays. Next pitch coming. Lawson is going to hit it. It's going to go back behind the fence, being a foul ball, and strike number 2. I keep getting scared because we have this big window panel, and that one felt like it was coming right for our faces. So if you see me jump, that's why. Okay, next pitch coming from, I believe, Methvin to Lawson. And that's going to be ball number 1. We saw Farr lead off that bag a little bit, but she, of course, came back to first, staying safe. Count is 1-2 with 1 out. Next pitch coming, and that is going to be ball number 2. Again, Farr leading off. She's really trying to take advantage of any opportunity presented to her to get further and further around the bases. Count is tied 2-2 with 1 out. Next pitch coming. Lawson is going to watch it. She's going to hit it. It's going to go out to left field. And it's almost over the fence. However, that left fielder is not there. Farr moving to second to third. Lawson at second. They're going to stop Lawson at second, Farr at third. Great play, ladies. Up to bat, number 6, Kristen Phelps. Really an amazing way to watch that ball. Lawson hit it a little far left where that left fielder was unable to get there in time, therefore giving her the opportunity and giving Farr the opportunity to not get 1 base but get 2 bases. Right now, we see Lawson getting a pat on the back from Coach Bankston, giving her that encouragement, giving her that push. It's not just the girls who give this encouragement, but also the role models that we see in our coaches. We see Coach Abels on one side, Coach Bankston on the other. We see all of our assistant coaches out in the dugout, constantly cheering for these girls. That is going to be ball number 1 for Phelps. That ball was a little bit low to the ground. Great way to watch that. We see both Lawson and Farr getting ready to lead off that bag and take any opportunity. Next pitch coming, and it's going to be very inside of that box, gearing close to Phelps, bringing in ball number 2. Other way? She's going to hit it. It's going to go to center field. Farr coming home. Lawson is gearing up, bringing in another run. And Phelps is going to slide into second, making the score 2-0. Great run, ladies. Up to bat, number 12, Carly Caskey. Phelps was able to hit that ball a little bit far left of that center field, while that center fielder was way too far off right, giving them the advantage to bring in 2 runs. Great job, ladies. We're seeing this next hit from Caskey. Maybe we really want to see that what she does pitching carries over to the offensive side of things, and I definitely think that we will. Next pitch coming. Caskey is standing there ready for this next one. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. However, Phelps we can see leading off of that bag a little bit. We asked all of our players if they were superstitious, and Carly said, I think, but she doesn't know 100%. I think it's definitely great to be both superstitious and not. It's great to have those good feelings about those games, but also be a realist in those situations. And that ball is going to be a little bit far outside of that box, bringing in ball number 1. The count is 1-2 with 1 out. Next pitch coming, we see Caskey so focused on that ball. She's going to hit, it's going to go out towards center field. However, it's going to be a pop-up, and that center fielder catches it.
It's down.
Or it's down. Actually, she dropped the ball, Up to bat, number 13, Santana Harris. Excuse me on that. I thought they were the same person. Okay. Great way we saw with that play. Phelps was watching that ball. She started to lead off, but knew right then and there would be a pop up.
Macy's running for Carly.
Macy, okay. And now we see that Macy Anderson has switched out for Caskey on first. Harris up to bat. It's going to be a swing and a miss. However, we do only have one out, which will still give them a bigger advantage. Right now, we see Abel's talking to Harris. According to Santana, her biggest motivation is her mom. Santana's mom is actually a teacher at Winnfield Senior High, and we all know and we all love her. So we can definitely see how that motivation carries across. We constantly see her motivating her students, and therefore we know that she motivates and pushes Santana to be the best that she can be. That is going to be strike number 2 for Harris. However, both Anderson and Phelps are watching those bases like a hawk. They are ready to attack and sprint at any given opportunity. Harris watching the ball. She's going to hit a little bit too far right, and that's going to be a foul ball. Bless you. Next pitch coming in. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, bringing out number 2.
Madison.
Up to bat, number 2, Madison Nelson. I think hers was the same. With 2 outs, with 1 out to go, there's definitely a lot of tension on the line, but I definitely think that Nelson can pull through with this. Oh, thanks. That's fine. We're seeing this. Next play from Nelson. And she's going to hit it to right field. That right fielder is going to go. And she misses it, bringing Phelps home. Anderson to third. It's a home run. It's over the fence. Bringing in 3 runs, making the score 0-5. I couldn't see past the signs right here.
So much advertising.
Yeah, a major shout out to our advertisers, but I was not able to see that hit right there. A great play from Nelson. Actually.
No, you're good.
According to her cards, her favorite part about softball is hitting, and she even puts it, I like to hit bombs. Of course, she's already hit a few this season, which is absolutely outstanding. Up to bat, number 27, Carly Abels. But yes, bringing in those bombs for us is definitely a staple of Nelson and truly makes her a star player on this team. Now let's see what's next from Abels. We're already off to a great start, being only the bottom of the 2nd inning. That is going to be ball number 1, a little bit low to that ground, a little far inside of that zone. Her favorite coach is, of course, her father, Coach Ronnie. She says, my dad, who pushes me to be the best and is always my biggest supporter. I think both having that familial connection and also that coach support really makes this special. Abel's going to hit it to right field. That right fielder is going to miss it. It is rolling on the ground. She is running to first and now to second. Abel's safe on second. Great way to watch that ball. Up to bat, number 1, Raylan Bartlett. That ball, rolled to the ground right past that right fielder, and she was a little bit slow to getting there, allowing Abels to get on second. These girls truly are already having an amazing game, and we definitely want to see those runs get bigger and bigger as the game continues. Next hit coming from Bartlett. We see Abels watching that watching the base. Next hit coming. She's going to hit it, however, it's going to go straight to that second baseman. Great way to watch that ball from Bartlett.
flashing light. Bailey is outside the back.
Oh, I see her.
Fence.
That is funny. We'd like to give a big shout out to Bailey Leonard, who is photographing anything and everything going on in the softball game right now. We can see her flashing light from her camera lens, which is absolutely amazing. I'm dying. We now have Caskey pitching this first Menard player up to bat at the top of the third inning. It's going to be strike number 1. Right now in the crowd, I see Josie Davidson, who was a player for our team last year and actually plays for the softball team at Louisiana Christian University. Again, just like Nelson, that is going to be ball number 1. It's a little bit outside of that zone. Again, just like Nelson, getting to see these players carry out their skills, carry out their softball attributes, seeing that play out on a collegiate level is so rewarding, especially in a community like Winnfield. That player's going to hit it to first baseman Farr is going to catch it, tapping on that bag, bringing in the first out. Again, we see all these girls up on the mound, icing everyone out, really getting in the zone for that game.
Addison.
Again, we see Caskey getting ready to pitch. Next pitch, it's going to be a little bit low to that ground and bringing in ball number 1. Again, having this fan support out here is truly outstanding. Yeah, having that encouragement, seeing that support is amazing. Next pitch, player's going to hit it to left, throw it to third baseman. Third baseman's going to throw it to first, bring it in second out. Great coordination from those players and an easy and fast way to get this inning over. Caskey, gearing up for this next play. Player's going to hit it to first. Farr's going to be there. Throw it to Nelson, who's on that bag, bringing in our third and final out up the top of the third inning. Up to bat, number 14, Kylie Higgs. You know me.
Mosquitoes back, bro.
Huh?
Mosquitoes are back?
Yeah, they've been biting me. See this first hit coming from Higgs. That is going to be very outside of that box, bringing in ball number 1. Great way to watch that ball from Higgs. Next pitch coming. Again, it's going to be a little far outside of that zone, bringing in ball number 2. 2 more and we can have an easy way already on the bases. Hopefully giving us a better opportunity to bring in some more runs. I think pitching right now, we have, I believe, number 9, DeSalle. Higgs gearing up for this next pitch. Ready for anything that comes our way. Again, that's going to be strike number 1. It was a little higher up that time. Next pitch coming. It's going to be ball number 3, low to that ground and kind of outside of that zone. Count is 3-1 with 0 outs. The score is 0-5 with your Lady Tigers in the lead. And that ball 4, and she's going to walk. Up next, number 21, Addison Farr. Again, with the opportunity of no outs on hand, Farr could bring in another amazing play like she did in that last inning, maybe giving us the same opportunity to bring in possibly 5 runs. She is going to hit that ball to left field. I believe it's going to be a pop-up and that left fielder is going to catch it. However, Higgs is staying on first. Up to bat, number 19, Riley Lawson. Riley.
Oh, you didn't. It's fine. I had you muted.
Oh. Riley, if you see this, I'm very sorry. That ball is going to be a little far outside of that zone. We saw Higgs leading off a little bit on that, but she's still in first. Count is 1-0 with 1 out. Lawson going to talk to Abels right now, kind of focusing in on how she wants to attack this next pitch. Lawson is going to hit that ball a little bit outside of center field. However, that center fielder is going to be there to catch that pop-up, bringing in out number 2. Okay, we good this time? Up to bat. Oh. And Higgs stole that base. Up to bat, number 6, Kristen Phelps. Right there with that play, we saw Higgs take advantage of that opportunity to lead off, now having her on second. The count is 0-0, 2 outs with Kristen Phelps up to bat. Next pitch coming. A little bit far outside of that zone. We saw Higgs leading off a little bit, but that is going to be ball number 1. Count is 1-0 with 2 outs.
Miss Ryan, I like the iPad.
We have 3 viewers. Hey everyone! Next pitch, that's going to be hit to that shortstop. That shortstop is going to catch it. We did have a player run into someone, and she's laying down. We're all taking a knee for number 5 for Menard, and we will be back. As we're gearing up for the top of the fourth inning, we'd like to give a special shout out to some of our sponsors. In our Lady Tiger Hall of Fame Club, we have Sabine State Bank and PK Smith Motors. We're so thankful for your opportunity, for your support, and continued motivation for these girls. From our Lady Tiger MVB Club, we have Geldwind, Floors by Design, and Posies. Again, thank you so much for your support. We're gearing up for this next inning. We see our girls practicing throwing those balls left and right. Our outfielders kind of ridding themselves of that tension, getting ready for any play that is thrown their way. All of our girls are on the mound, ready to spread out and get ready for the top of this inning. Seeing within these past 3 innings, they've been there to attack. They've been there and watching every single ball that comes their way, which really makes them an outstanding team. First pitch coming from Caskey. First pitch. It's going to be a little bit outside the box. However, it is going to be strike number 1. Next pitch coming from Caskey. It's going to be a little bit far up, bringing in ball number 1. The count's tied 1-1 with 0 outs. One thing about these girls is they are quick to be on those plays. As we've seen in about every inning so far, they're quick with everything that they're doing, ready to get closer and closer to that final result. That's going to be ball number 2, a little bit far outside. Next pitch coming from Caskey. We see the rest of our players ready to attack, bending down. Caskey looking at her plays. Next pitch. Menard player is going to hit. It's going to go towards center field. Center fielder Higgs is there and catches that pop-up, bringing in out number 1. Great way to watch that ball from Higgs. We've seen a lot with these Menard players. They've been throwing it directly to that center field, a little bit far, more right, but Higgs is able to run and get there, therefore catching those pop-ups. Next player for Menard. We can see Cassie getting ready, looking towards her coaches, kind of seeing what signs they're ready to give her. Again, checking her pitches. Next pitch. Menard player's going to hit it. It's going to go over the shortstop's head. However, Higgs is going to be there, throwing it to second. However, that Menard player is going to make it safe to first. Next player for Menard up to bat. We really saw there with that play, both Higgs and Harris were there to attack that ball. They were willing to get it, especially when it went right over the head of Bartlett. Next pitch coming from Caskey. It's going to be a little bit low to the ground, bringing in ball number 1. Menard player is going to discuss some strategy with her coach, and Abels is going back on that mound, signaling to Caskey how to go forward with this next play. Caskey looking around, trying to get that focus back. Right now, she's looking towards her teammates, cheering her on from the sidelines, getting ready for this next pitch. Player's going to bunt it. However, it's going to go back behind her, bringing in a foul and strike number 1. The count is now 1-1 with 1 out. Next pitch coming from Caskey. Just gearing in. Player's going to hit it. It's going to go straight down center field. It's rolling center field. However, it's going to grab it. However, 2 players make it on the bag. So the player on first and second. Count is back to 0-0 with 1 out. With that play, it immediately hit the ground, giving no one the real advantage to get there. However, Higgs was immediately there, rushing and sprinting toward that ball to get it back to our second baseman. Next pitch coming. It's going to be a little bit outside that box. Ball number 1. We saw that time those 2 Menard players were both trying to lead off that bag. with the amount of players on the bags right now, these girls are really going to have to focus on put their attention on these players who may try to take advantage of every opportunity presented to them. Next pitch, player's going to hit it toward right field. It's going to hit the ground. Our right fielder is a little slow to get there. There's players on third, player on second. They're coming home. Menard gets a first run, actually 2 runs, and with a player on first. The score is now 2-5 with 1 out. We're ready for this next pitch from Caskey. We can see these girls getting definitely a lot more focus with this round. Next pitch. It's going to be ball number 1. There's players still on first. Next pitch coming from Caskey. Player's going to hit it. It's going to go up. We see Nelson, second baseman, there, catches that pop-up, bringing in out number 2. Great way to be there from Nelson. That ball was a little bit close to first base, kind of reaching foul territory, but Nelson was immediately there to attack and bring in that out. Caskey gearing up for this next pitch. We see that Menard player getting ready to attack when the moment comes. Ball is going to be a little bit low to the ground, bringing in ball number 1. We're definitely seeing a lot of coordination between our shortstop and second baseman. With every play, they're immediately gearing towards kind of the center, closer to first base to attack those balls. Player's going to hit it. It's going to hit Caskey. However, shortstop's going to be there, getting the player going towards second out, bringing in 3 outs.
Mm-hmm.
Up to bat, number 12, Carly Caskey. Gearing up for this first play, we'd like to give out a shout out to some of our Lady Tiger Grand Slam Club sponsors. The Bank of Winnfield, Winnfield First Assembly of God, Arkland, and Autumn Leaves. First pitch, Caskey's going to hit it. However, it's going to be foul towards left field, bringing in strike number 1. A few more of our sponsors include H&E Machine Shop, McDowell Law Firm, Winnfield Physical Therapy, Jordan Auto and Performance Sales, Michael Frank's Logging, Vital Signs, Big Easy Drive-Thru, Max Fresh Market, Weyerhaeuser, and Triple E Construction. Thank you for your support. That is going to be a swing and a miss from Caskey. Next play, she's definitely going to incline and focus more on that ball in the direction it's coming toward her. Next pitch incoming. It's going to be a little bit far out. Great way to watch that ball from Caskey. Bringing in ball number 1, strike 2. Or Count is ball 1, strike 2. We see the pitcher, focusing on what she's about to do next. Caskey focusing, she's going to hit it, but it's going to be another foul toward left field. Raj. Hey, Mr. Chandler. We're so glad you're joining in. He said, go Evelyn, watching from Marv. Next play, or next hit coming from Caskey. She's watching that. She's going to hit. It's going to go toward that third baseman. Caskey's running toward first. The pitch is going to pass that first baseman. However, Caskey is going to stay on first. Great way to watch that ball from Caskey. Up to bat, number 13, Santana Harris. We see Harris talking right now to Coach Abels, getting ready for this next play. There's a lot of opportunity here with no outs. We're really seeing that play through. We see Caskey, or actually Macy Anderson, number 3, has stepped in for Caskey to run. We're seeing this next hit from Harris. She's going to bunt it, however, it's going to go back behind her. Being a foul, bringing in strike number 1. We see Harris gearing for this next play. Again, talking to Coach Abels again, kind of gearing up for whatever happens next. Gonna get to her eventually. Harris ready for this next. She's great to watch that ball. However, Cassie's going to risk it and go towards second, sliding and remaining safe.
Is that a ball? Stolen base. I think it was a ball.
I think ball, yeah. Or excuse me, Anderson running for Caskey. Great play there from Anderson. Count is tied 1-1, 0 outs. Harris getting ready for this next play. She's going to hit it. It's going to go towards center field. However, Anderson is going to stay there. It's going to be a pop-up, and that is out number 1 for our Lady Tigers. Who is that? Madison? Mm-hmm. Up to bat, number 2, Madison Nelson. Next play coming from Nelson with Anderson still in second. Ball is going to be a little far outside of that box, bringing in ball number 1. I'd actually like to give a special shout out to our player Macy Anderson. She just recently finished her season with the Winnfield Lady Tigerettes, our basketball team. They had an outstanding season this year, and we're definitely seeing that carry over into her softball career. That is going to be ball number 2, leaning a little bit closer toward Nelson. Again, Anderson watching that base. Nelson getting ready for this next play. We see a lot of people cheering her on from the sides, along with the rest of our Lady Tigers. Next pitch. Nelson's going to hit it. It's going to go toward that shortstop. That shortstop is going to throw it to third. Anderson is going to slide, making it safe to third with Nelson at first. Great play, ladies. Up to bat, number 27, Carly Abels. Great. I mean, Anderson was really close to getting that out, but she made it there just in time, which is absolutely amazing. Giving our Tigers more of an opportunity to bring in some more runs. Next pitch coming from DeSalle. Abels is going to bunt it. However, that catcher is going to be there for it. However, Nelson steals a base. We now have players on both second and third. With 1 ball, 0 strikes, and 1 out. That was a great way for Abels to give Nelson that advantage to get to second. Abels watching that ball for this next play. It's going to be a little low to that ground, bringing in ball number 2. I'm so excited. Next pitch incoming. Abel's going to hit it. However, the pitcher's going to catch it, throwing it back to second. However, Nelson is going to slide, make it safe. Anderson running safe towards home, bringing in another run. Great way to be there and attack, Nelson. Up to bat, number 1, Raylan Bartlett. We now have Abels on first, Nelson on second, and Anderson brought home another run, making the score 6-2 with 1 out. Again, a lot of room for opportunity and scoring right here. Bartlett's going to hit it. However, it's going to be a foul going out towards left field, bringing in strike number 1. We see both Nelson and Abels ready to attack. Being the 2 seniors on this team this year, they of course are setting the example for these girls, and with every game, every play, they are always willing to attack that ball and attack those bases. Bartlett is going to hit it. It's going to go a little bit up. That pitcher is going to be there and catch that pop-up, bringing in out number 2. Okay. Up to bat, number 14, Kylie Higgs. Count restarted to 0-0. However, there are 2 outs. Higgs is definitely going to be watching this ball. Ready for it. It's going to be a little bit inside of that zone, bringing in ball number 1. Next hit coming from Higgs. It's going to be ball number 2. Me too. There you go. Great way to watch that ball from Higgs. We see both Nelson and Abels wanting to lead off those bags. Next pitch, it's going to be a swing and a miss, bringing in strike number 1 for Higgs. We see Coach Abels giving Higgs some encouraging words, telling her to really, give it all for this next play. Great way to watch that ball. That is going to be ball number 3 for Higgs. One more and she could move, and one more and the bases could be loaded. The count 3-1. There's still a lot of opportunity here. She's going to hit it. However, it's going to go out toward left field, being a foul ball. With a full count now, there's definitely a lot of tension on the line. However, Higgs, I believe, will definitely be able to pull through, allowing our players to move forward. She's going to hit it. It's going to go over that catcher. However, that center fielder is going to catch it, bringing in the 3rd and final out. gearing up for this next inning. We're, of course, going to give a few more shout-outs to our sponsors. From our Lady Tiger Diamond Club, we have the Rotary Club, our McManus Timber Company, Lane Gap Home Care, Mid-State Industrial Supply, Adrian James Logging, Behavior Specialist, Ingalls Logging. Next pitch, that's going to be a little bit far left, bringing in ball number 1. Continuing with our sponsors, we have JCI Logging, the Family Jewel Box, and the City of Winnfield. Thank you so much for your support. It is definitely showing out on the field tonight. We have Cassie gearing up to pitch. Far and Abel's leaning down, ready. Ball is going to be a little bit low to the ground, making the count 2-0 with 0 outs. Mr. Chandler, if you're seeing this, Shawn Michael, our lovely special effects person, says hello. And hello to everyone joining us. We are so thankful that you've chosen to listen to us tonight to give you all of your softball rundown. That's going to be hit. However, shortstop Bartlett's going to catch it, bringing the first out for the Lady Tigers. We definitely hope to see our fan base grow because we know it can be difficult to make every home game. So we really wanted to give an opportunity for everyone who cannot be with us tonight and be at future games. And we're so excited to have you all here tonight. Next pitch coming. Player's going to hit it, going straight to our pitcher, throwing it to far, bringing in that second out. Seeing a lot of teamwork. Our girls are again icing out these players, standing on that mound, definitely setting up that tension. With 2 outs, we're already in for a fast top of this 5th inning, ready to see what this next play is. Next play. Menard is going to hit it. Our center fielder, actually Harris, is going to be there. She's going to catch it but drop it. Throwing it to our second baseman. However, that Menard player is going to stay on first. We saw our shortstop and our center and left field there to attack. They were just a little bit late to that ball. I think next time, getting there quicker would have definitely given them that opportunity to get that out. However, they can definitely bring it in with this next player. Cassie getting ready to pitch. Far, watching this player on first base like nothing matters. Watching her like a hawk. Cassie, looking around, ready to see. Menard player's going to hit it toward left field. Harris is going to grab it, throwing it to our shortstop. There are now players on both first and second. Great coordination there from Harris. She was ready to attack that ball and knew that if the opportunity were there, she could easily get a player out on second. Count is 0-0 with 2 outs. Score is still 6-2 with our Lady Tigers in the lead. Caskey getting ready for this next pitch. That's going to be strike number 1. One thing I'm definitely noticing about Caskey is she is going to take our time to really get that focus. Gather up everything she needs to do about hitting these pitches, throwing at a particular speed, and having the opportunity to strike these girls out. That is truly what it takes in a pitcher. And that is going to be strike number 2. Caskey, being such an outstanding pitcher, actually has a personal best of 61 miles per hour, and only as a freshman, that is only ever going to grow. There's tons of potential for her out here. We cannot wait to see that. That ball is going to be a little bit far outside that box. A great way for our catcher, Lawson, to watch that ball, ready to catch it immediately. Count is 1-2 with 2 outs. Again, one more strike, and these girls could immediately end this inning. Calling for a quick one. That's going to be a swing and a miss. Strike number 3, 3 outs. You can be in it if you want.
You can be in it. Reduce.
Up to bat, number 21, Addison Farr.
That's right. Look outside.
That's so sweet. Sorry, we had some little kids playing around the press box. They're so cute. First hit coming from Farr. She's going to hit it, but it's going to go back behind the fence towards right field, being a foul and strike number 1. That smells so good. Have one? I will be taste testing fries after this next play. Farr getting ready. She's going to hit it again. Another foul out towards right field.
These are so good.
Those are good. Shout out. Special shout out. We know earlier Addison Farr said that her biggest motivation was her dad. And her dad is actually our head chef here tonight at the concession stand making these amazing fries. That's going to be another foul for Farr. She's really going to need to focus, hitting that ball a little bit more towards center. However, great contact with that ball.
That's when she got out, but she was just running back up.
It's really good. If any of you ever come out to this game, definitely be sure to come out and support our concession stand for it supports our Lady Tigers. Farr's going to hit it toward that third baseman. Third base is going to grab it, throwing it to first, bringing in a first out. Riley?
Yep.
No. Up to bat, number 19, Riley Lawson. Can I have another?
Yes.
These are so good.
So good.
That had to hurt.
That's going to be strike number
was like
1,
white.
buried in the center of that box. However, that was strike looking. Today's episode is sponsored by the Winnfield Lady Tigers concession stand. 10 out of 10. Next pitch coming. Lawson's going to hit it. It's going straight towards that second baseman. However, she's going to be a little bit too late. Second throwing it to first, bringing in the second out.
Phelps.
Up to bat, number 6, Kristen Phelps.
Is it cold outside?
It's all cool.
It's cooling off. It's supposed to get like 39 tonight.
Phelps gearing up for this next pitch. She's going to hit it. However, it's going to be a foul going back behind the fence. Bringing in strike number 1.
If anything, everything too aggressive.
I love it. Roll with it.
Next pitch incoming, Phelps. That's going to be a swing and a miss. Bringing in strike number 2.
What do you think quote her motivation that she put?
What's her motivation?
Say my motivation, Kobe.
That is going to be a little bit low to the ground. Bringing in ball number 1. Whose motivation? Oh.
She's posting that picture of her.
Oh. Next pitch. Phelps is going to hit it towards right field. It's going past that second baseman. She's going to make it safe on first. Great way to watch that ball from Phelps. Up to bat, number 12, Carly Caskey. Great way to watch that ball from Phelps. It's just past that second baseman, and that right fielder was not there to get it, allowing her to get on first. With 2 outs, this is definitely a very tense inning for these girls. Caskey getting ready for this next pitch. And she's going to hit it toward left field. That left fielder is going to be a little late to get there. And she's going to miss that catch, allowing Phelps to move towards second, towards third. Caskey on second. Phelps running home. Bringing in another run for the Lady Tigers. Great run, Phelps and Caskey. Up to bat, number 13, Santana Harris. And Phelps to come home. Next play coming from Harris. Actually, Caskey is now switching out with Macy Anderson, who was able to bring home a run, I believe, within the third inning. Fourth inning.
And you can darken that up.
Right. That is so
We see this next pitch coming from Menard. Abel's discussing what the kind of the game plan, the strategy is with Anderson right here. We're definitely seeing a lot of tension in this crowd. I see a lot of people, huddled over, ready to see what happens with this next play. With 2 outs, only 1 out on the line, anything could happen. Harris is going to hit it towards center field on the ball. Anderson running towards third, towards home. Actually, she's going to stay at third with Harris at first. Great play, ladies. Up to bat, number 2, Madison Nelson. With that ball immediately hitting the ground, Menard players were not able to get there, therefore allowing Anderson to progress and Harris to reach first. With having already hit another bomb tonight, Madison Nelson could really pull through with this next play and maybe allow 2 more runs to be brought home.
On Tuesday.
She went to go bunt that ball, however, that ball was going to be a little bit too far outside, therefore giving her a ball.
That can be deleted.
Harris did steal a base and is now on second. Great way to watch that ball. We saw that again with Abels earlier. She did the same thing, going in for a bunt, but really just giving whoever was on first the opportunity to make it to second. Next play from Nelson. Nelson, great way to watch that ball. It's going to be a little bit far outside, ball number 2. With players on second and third, Nelson truly has the opportunity to bring home some runs here. Count is 2-0 with 2 outs. Next pitch.
I was shaking too.
Catcher's going to miss it. However, Anderson is going to run home, bringing... Ooh, and now Harris is going to run home too, bringing home 2 runs. Great job, ladies. Who's next? Or no, that's still Madison.
Still Madison.
Forgot. Great way to steal those bases and bring it home. You know, seeing those times of error on the defensive side, that's a great way for our offense to take advantage, you know, utilize those opportunities and bring home 2 runs just like they did. Nelson still with only a count of 3-0 really has a lot of opportunity here to bring in some more runs. That's going to be ball number 4, and she walks to first. Great way to watch that ball, Nelson. Up to bat, number 27, Carly Abels. I'm definitely ready to see these girls post-game. I know that already having an advantage in the score, a 7-point difference right now, it's definitely already exciting as is, and I cannot begin to imagine the excitement and joy shared after this game. Nelson is going to go and try and steal second. However, she slides and makes it safe. That's going to be, I think that was a ball.
It was.
Yeah. Ball number 1 from Abels. Great way for Nelson to seek out that opportunity and take it.
It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just light.
Abel's getting ready to bat.
Your placement's perfect. Because if it is this.
Yeah.
Next play. Abel's going to hit it. It's going to go a little bit far up. That second baseman is, however, going to be there to catch that pop up, bringing in out number 3. However, Nelson was there to run. Great job, ladies. And we are now back and ready for the top of the 6th inning. We see all of our girls huddled up on that mound, definitely with our 7-point difference in that game. There's a lot of excitement on that field, a lot more of that motivation and push, which will get these girls going. Again, Caskey taking her time, really inclining on her focus, ready for this pitch. It's going to be a little bit low to the ground, bringing in ball number 1.
What's your water if you need it?
Thanks. Next pitch coming from Caskey. Again, a little far outside of that box and low to the ground. It's going to be ball number 2. Next pitch incoming. Caskey gearing up. Player's going to hit it toward left field. It's going to be in, and Harris is going to miss that ball just a little bit, throwing it to shortstop. However, Menard player is going to make it to second base. I think with that play, there was a little bit of hesitation there because it really did look like it was going out of the baseline. It would be a foul ball, but barely made it in. Therefore, ridding Harris of that opportunity to get there. However, with that next play, she would definitely be there on time. Next pitch coming from Caskey. All of our players looking around to see what is happening next. Player's going to hit it a little far right, being a foul, and bringing in strike number 1. Player still on second. The count is 0-1 with 0 outs. Score is 9-2 with your Lady Tigers still in the lead. Next pitch. Again, a little far outside of that box, outside of that zone. Ball number 1. Count is tied 1-1. Next pitch coming. Player's going to hit it. It's going to come backwards, bringing a foul and strike number 2. Count is now 1-2 with a player still on second base. I think right now we're seeing a little bit of hesitation from this player on second base to kind of lead off, knowing that our Winnfield girls are willing to take that ball and attack at any given moment. Next pitch coming from Caskey. Again, a little bit far outside of that box, ball number 2. Count is tied 2-2.
That's right. Are you reading all this up here?
Most of it.
Like a camera
The mic stand. Take iPad and of course this.
Next pitch.
Yeah.
Player's going to hit it a little bit too far right, a foul ball. We've definitely seen a lot of fouls tonight, so shout out to our umpires for keeping up, having enough balls to supply these girls with. One thing to note about Caskey is that her biggest motivation is her family. Right now we can see the entirety of her family out in the field, a lot of her friends supporting her tonight, which gives her that final push. Menard player's going to hit it towards right field, however, right fielder is going to miss it, allowing him player to advance second, third, come home, players advancing to second and third. However, Abels is going to miss that catch, and that is going to bring in another run for the Lady Eagles. Score is now 9-3 with a player on base 3. With that play, it barely passed our right fielder, Phelps. It went a little bit too far right for her. However, she was there to attack it, throwing it a very far distance to our third baseman, Abels. Next play coming with 0 outs currently. There is a lot of opportunity on the line for Menard, but I definitely think that our girls can catch up. Cassie's going to throw that pitch. It's going to a little far right, outright. Catcher's going to miss it, allowing that player on third base to advance home, bringing in another run. Score is now 9-4. Count is 1-0, 0 outs. Our girls are gathering up right on the mound, trying to regroup, regain that strategy that they had earlier. I think a lot of times you see in these games with such a big difference, it can be easy to become complacent. But that is one thing that these girls are not. They are constantly fighting for what they want. They want to fight for that win to the end. Whether they're scoring 1,000,000 points or only scoring one more, they are making sure that they are doing everything in their power to ensure that win and ensure that they are taking advantage of their skills to be the best that they can be. Next play coming from Caskey. Again, she's kind of looking around for those signals from her teammates. Again, it's going to be a little bit far outside of the box, but that is not stopping Caskey whatsoever. Count is 2-0, still with 0 outs. Next pitch incoming. That's going to be a swing and a miss, bringing in strike number 1. Count is now 2-1.
What?
You'll be fine. If anything happens, I'll fix it. Player's going to hit it. It's going to go a little bit far up outside of the fence, bringing a foul ball and strike number 2. The count is now tied 2-2. Score is still 4-9 with your Lady Tigers in the lead. Right now we see Coach Bankston bringing in some more balls. Like I said, we've had a lot of foul hits going backwards over this fence tonight, so we've definitely lost a few of those softballs, but we definitely see our players regrouping from that. Next pitch coming from Caskey. That's going to be a swing and a miss, strike number 3, and the first out for our Lady Tigers. Immediately, these girls are running to that mound, ready to encourage, ready to regain that strategy and support each other. There you go. I don't know how you did on here. There you go. Beautiful. See Caskey looking toward her teammates and almost in the direction of her family. Just like I said, having that motivation be her family is really a game changer for this. Having that support system both on and off the field is really what makes players amazing, and we definitely see that with Caskey. And not only her, but each and every player on this field tonight. Was that a ball?
I think it was a ball. I think.
Do that first. I think too. He'll call it in a second. Player is going to hit it towards center field. Higgs is going to be a little bit late to get there. It's going to hit the ground. She's going to miss that. Player making it to first. They're going to stay there. However, that player is still going to stay on first. With a count of 0-0, there's still 1 out. However, there is still definitely room for runs, room for opportunity here on first. We see our Menard player switching out runners right now. See our defense, kind of starting to shake off that anxiety. Definitely with these quick plays coming from Menard. It can be a little bit stressful, but I definitely think these girls will pull through. First pitch, it's going to be very inside of that zone, hitting very close to that player, bringing in ball number 1. Our girls are again regrouping on the mound, trying to lift each other up, but also discussing the strategy of this game, trying to get back in line with what they really want the outcome of this game to be. Definitely with those fast plays, and definitely in each inning, we've had some that have gone by very fast, outs coming left and right. But with ones like these where they've gotten a few runs, they only have 1 out on hand, it can become a little bit stressful. However, these girls are never complacent with support like their coaches, Coach Abels, Coach Bankston, Coach Chandler. The list goes on. They feel that push. They feel that motivation to attack with each and every play, whether it is good or bad, which is absolutely outstanding for our Lady Tigers. We see them walking away, maybe having that newly set focus and determination for the rest of this inning. Next pitch. Let's be a little bit far inside, bringing in ball number 2. There's still a runner on first. Count is 2-0 with 1 out. Next pitch That's going to be strike number 1. Great way to focus in on that zone from Caskey. Next pitch coming. We see all of our players gearing up for what's next. Strike number 2. Great play from Caskey.
He has these different kind of sass from Coach Ray.
I know. Next pitch. That's going to be a swing, but it is going to be foul coming back behind the baseline. Count is 2-2 with 1 out, with a runner still on first. From our third baseman, Abels, we're seeing a lot of support tonight. I think with every play, she's running up to Caskey to support her. That senior freshman dynamic can definitely be impactful, and it affects this game. That's going to be ball number 3. It did really look like a strike on that one, but ball number 3 for the Lady Tigers. Count is loaded 3-2 with 1 out. But again, with that senior freshman dynamic, those girls once again setting the example and being encouraging for these girls makes a difference. That player's going to hit it toward left field, towards Harris. Harris is going to be a little bit late to get in there, throwing it to shortstop Bartlett. However, the Menard players are going to advance to second and first. Great way to watch that ball. In that moment, it of course did look like it would be a foul ball that round, which obviously creates a little bit of hesitation, but that is no fault of our players, and they are continually pushing and ready to fight for this next player. Next pitch incoming from Caskey. We see the tension really just expanding and growing with these girls, but that in no way will that stop them. Player's going to hit it towards third baseman. Third baseman's going to miss it. Shortstop is going to miss it. Players advancing to second and third. The bases are now loaded. With only 1 out, 2 outs on the line, Menard definitely has an advantage here, an advantage for opportunity here. So it's definitely going to take anything and everything from these players to pull through and bring in these outs, which I definitely think they can. A few runners and a few runs will not stop these girls, and they are very willing to put in their all to stop these players from advancing. Next pitch. Player's going to hit it. Second baseman is going to go grab it. Shortstop throws it to first. That's going to be an out. However, they did bring a run in. The bases are full on second and third with 2 outs. Great way for our shortstop Bartlett to attack that ball and immediately throw to first to get that easy out. Next pitch incoming from Caskey with only 1 out on the line. She's definitely ready to attack. Looking to Abels. Coach Abels is telling her what to do with this next play. And their player is going to walk. Now the bases are loaded once again.
Why'd she walk?
They intentionally walked her.
They intentionally walked her. We see Lawson, our catcher, going up to encourage Caskey, tell her what to do with this next play. And now now they're getting back ready for this next play. Caskey watching all of these bases like a hawk, ready to attack along with each and every other player. That's going to be a strike for Caskey. Great way to watch that zone.
What happened?
Are they switching?
No, they just called Tom. She picked up something.
Next pitch coming in from Caskey. Watching her signals from Coach Abels. play. It's a swing and a miss. It's going to be a foul ball. Bringing in strike number 2. Count is 0-2 with 2 outs. One more strike, and these loaded bases could be done. Caskey gearing up for this next pitch. Really holding on to that motivation for this game. Holding on to what the possibility and turnout of this game may be. That's going to be swing and a miss. Strike number 3 and 3 outs for the Lady Tigers. Great job, ladies. Raylan. Up to bat, number 1, Raylan Bartlett. Bottom of the 6th inning. Scores a little bit closer this time, 5-9, only a 4-point difference versus the 7 that was steady throughout this game. We're ready to see Bartlett definitely pull through this one. She's had a lot of great plays so far. Great way to watch that ball, throwing it toward left field. That left fielder is unable to be there. Bartlett running toward first, toward second. She's going to be safe. That left fielder is a little late to get there. Bartlett is safe on second. Great way. And that player misses throwing it to catcher. Bartlett is going to steal that base, making it to third. Great way to watch that ball from Bartlett. Up to bat, number 14, Kylie Higgs. Up next, Higgs with a player already on third. 0 outs. There's a lot of room for opportunity here. And Higgs can definitely pull through with this. Just like we've been seeing with the majority of our players, what they bring on the defensive side, they always carry over to offense. Great way to watch that ball. That's going to be ball number 1. A little bit low and outside of that zone. We see Higgs ready for the next pitch. And it's going to be a little bit far inside. Ball number 2. Higgs kind of stepping away, gearing up, getting that focus back for what is to come next. Bartlett watching that third base. Great way to watch that ball. It's going to be ball number 3 for Higgs. One more and she could advance to first. If she advances, we would have a lot of opportunity there with still 0 outs to play. Next play incoming. And that's going to be a strike. Count is 3-1 with 0 outs. Next play. And that's going to be ball number 4, allowing Higgs to get on first. Up to bat, number 21, Addison Farr. Agreed.
What'd you say?
Definitely a bunt.
Bunt, yeah.
But still.
I'm ready to see. Yep, they are. And just like our friend John Michael predicted, Farr is going to go to bunt that. However, that catcher is going to grab it, but Higgs is going to go and steal second base. Next play. Farr's going to hit it. It's going to be a little bit too far left and outside of that baseline, bringing it foul and strike number 2. Especially no outs on the line, it is a good play to sacrifice yourself to get these players moving. If she were to bunt again, maybe give up a bad run, she could allow both Bartlett and Higgs to advance. Farr ready for this next play. It's going to be a little bit high and too far outside of that box, being ball number 1, strike 2. Right now we see Coach Abel's encouraging, maybe telling Bartlett to run for home. Players are still in second and third. Farr watching. Farr is going to hit it towards that third baseman. However, that third baseman is going to get it. Farr staying safe at first and Bartlett remaining on third. Now the bases are loaded. Up to bat, number 19, Riley Lawson. Great way to watch that ball from Bartlett. She went to go run off, but that third baseman had been there to catch that ground ball, but she was there to stay on that base, thus allowing our bases to be loaded. That's going to be a strike looking from Lawson. Bases are still loaded. Again, with no outs, there's a lot of room for opportunity and runs here. Next pitch. Lawson's going to hit it towards center field. I think it's going to be a pop-up. That second baseman catches it. Great way for the people on base to stay and watch that ball. Up to bat, number 6, Kristen Phelps. With that play, those girls were not moving an inch off of that base. Really watching that ball, making sure that they did not make any wrong moves. However, that was a great way to keep contact from Lawson. Now let's see what Phelps brings up next.
They were smart. They would have turned it over play and dropped it.
That's going to be really far inside, almost hitting Phelps, bringing in ball number 1. Bases are still loaded. Count is 1-0 with 1 out. Score is still 9-5. Again, actually, that is going to be a strike. Count is tied 1-1 with 1 out. Phelps is going to hit it towards center field. It's going to pop up. That center fielder is going to catch it. However, Bartlett is going to run towards third with bringing in a run. However, Higgs is going to try and run towards second, getting out. And then Farr tries to make it towards first. However, she's a little bit too late, and it brings in... Well, actually, there's a little bit of debate here. They're debating on if Farr is safe on second. The umpires have decided that she's out, bringing in 3 outs for the Lady Tigers. It is now the top of the 7th with a score of 5-10. Our Lady Tigers are looking for a win. However, you never know what the Menard Eagles are going to pull out with this one. Right now, we have a little bit of change with our lineup. Now we have Kristen Phelps, number 6, pitching. And out in right field, we have Izzy Smith, one of our reserve players, number 4. Still the same lineup everywhere else, but maybe with this new change, we can have a lot of success. Ball's going to be a little bit low to the ground and inside, being ball number 1. Next pitch coming from Phelps. Player's going to hit it. It's going to be a foul coming a little bit far back and right, being strike number 1. Count is now tied 1-1. That's going to be strike number 2 for Phelps. According to Phelps, her favorite pregame song is Best I Ever Had from Drake, which I definitely give a 15 out of 10. That's one of my favorite songs, and I can definitely see how it's one of her favorite pregame songs. That's going to be a swing and a miss, bringing in strike number 3. Great play from Phelps there. Of course, all our girls are back in that mound, huddled up, maybe even trying to ice out these next few players. We see a lot of smiles on these girls' faces knowing that a win is possibly in their future. I mean, truly, they're so excited to be here and be a part of this game that is both rewarding to win, but rewarding to experience with these people and these coaches. Phelps gearing up for this next pitch. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Strike number 1. 1 out. Similar to Caskey, our pitcher within the last few innings, Phelps says that her biggest motivation is also her family. Phelps actually had a sister who graduated last year who was an all-star player for the Lady Tiger softball team. And so you can definitely see that dynamic of older and younger siblings, sharing that relationship with softball. We definitely see it with the support of our family. That is going to be a foul ball. Ball going a little bit too far right, too far back. We see Abels, of course, giving another high five to our pitcher. But again, having that family support out here, we not only see it for Phelps, but we see it for about each and every player out here. Not just their family, their friends, their teammates, and their coaches. Ball is going to be hit. First baseman Farr is going to catch it. And it is going to be an out. 2 outs. The count is now restored.
Ice them out, Emma. Ice them out.
And now they're back to icing them out. They're laughing right now a little bit out that play because Farr went to catch it. She grabbed it with her glove, then topped it a little bit and grabbed it with her other hand. So, of course, it was still an out. Maybe not in the way we expected, but great way to still be there for that ball. Phelps is still at the mound laughing about this play. One more out, the game's over. And it's on to a great weekend ahead. Next pitch, a swing and a miss, strike number 1. 2 more and this game could be over, a win of 10-5. Again, from start to beginning, start to end, these girls have never given up once. They've never been complacent with what they wanted to do and are constantly attacking, which we may see with this next pitch. A little bit too far, outside right. Count is now going to be tied 1-1. Next pitch incoming. The rest of our players watching the baselines. That is looking like a pop-up. Our second baseman, Nelson, is going to be there to catch it. That's the 3rd out. And that is game over with a final score of 5-10. Our Lady Tigers bring in the win over Holy Savior Menard Tigers. Again, we'd like to give a big shout out to all of our sponsors and all of you for watching tonight. We thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you at our next game, which is next Tuesday.